I honestly can't believe I'm saying this, but if you've been saving your primos for anyone in 6.0, or even in a later patch, then your prayers have been answered. Now, aside from that, we've got something way bigger cooking. The entire 6.0 to 6.8 map lineup just got leaked, and yeah, for the first time, we're about to go full detective mode. Literally questioning leakers to figure out who's capping, and who actually knows what they're talking about. All that and more is upcoming later in this video. But before we get too hyped, I do have to mention, yes, all these free primos we're getting kinda come with a catch, and trust me, most of y'all will probably see it as a bit of a downgrade. But personally, with how much new map content we're getting soon, I feel like it balances out. Either way, this video is gonna be fun, packed with info, and yeah, you already know it's gonna be vibey too. But hey, nothing is more vibey than the giveaway we're hosting at 25,000 subs. As always, all you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe. The more you interact, the higher your chances of me actually seeing you. It's really that simple. And if you want to chill with me and the rest of the community, the Discord server's open. Links right there in the description. And now that our incredible queens, Seelie and Inefa, are finally here, if you're planning to pull for them or go after their weapons, things might start getting a little pricey. But that's exactly where LDshop comes in to save the day. Right now you can get a clean 35% off all your top-ups, whether it's for Inefa, Seelie, or literally any character you're aiming for. And sure, discounts are amazing, but let's be real, your account's safety always comes first. And that's another reason LDshop stands out. They never ask for your password. Like seriously, I'm saving more than 30 bucks here, and all I had to give was my UID and server. That's it. Plus, if you end up spending over $80 in a month, they'll just hand you a welcome. Or its equivalent in any 3 other games. No strings attached. Honestly, it doesn't get much better than that. So if you want to grab the best deal out there, then use my link in the pinned comment or in the description. With it, you'll get that sweet 35% off all your top-ups. Now, without further ado, let's start with the basics. But first, I gotta warn you that this 6.0 primogem count covers the entire version, so not all the primogems can be acquired early enough for Flynn's. As he's obviously in the first phase, not the second. Regardless, we can expect just about enough primogems in the first phase to guarantee a 5-star. And whether or not you'll win your 50-50 is up to you. Yeah, definitely isn't, but hey, best I can say is good luck. Now we won't dive too deep into the standard sources because we have other stuff to cover in this video. So right off the bat, doing daily commissions for 42 days will give 90 primogems per day, totaling 2,520 primogems. Paimon's bargains would have reset about 10 days before 6.0, so those wishes won't count. But there will be another reset after Phase 1, which grants 5 wishes or 800 primogems. If you have extra masterless glitter, you can exchange them for about 480 primogems worth of wishes. In this patch, we'll also be getting a lot of achievements, but let's be real here. No one's going achievement hunting, so let's estimate around 160 primogems from them. And now for those who don't know, there's a free battle pass mission that requires enhancing 3 5-star artifacts to level 60. And when you're done, it simply grants 60 primogems. No sweat, no hustle. Now, during the anniversary, we're actually getting a free 100 primogems just for logging in daily on HoYoLab. It's really nothing new. It happened last year, so if you were around then, you already know how easy that was. Aside from that, of course, we've got the usual server maintenance rewards. Easy 600 primogems. Then the special program livestream codes always drop 300 more, and yes, I'll be posting the codes in our community tab as always, just in case you missed the stream. Now talking redeem codes in general. Over the course of 6.0, we can realistically expect 3 sets of codes, which means a minimum of 180 primogems. That's if Hoyo is stingy. And let's not lie, they really can't be that stingy. Then there's the web event, another quick 180 primogems. Now let's talk about the quests. Based on leaks and what we've seen in past major patches, we can expect about 630 primogems just from quest content alone. It might be more if we get extra world quests, but I doubt it'll be anything less. And now we enter the territory where your strength as a player plays a big role in how many primos you'll get. Starting with Stygian Onslaught, now to be honest, I can clear the normal mode of this thing with my eyes closed. And if I'm remembering correctly, you'll only need to beat normal mode to claim the full 450 primogems. So yeah, that's basically 450 guaranteed as long as your team isn't made of cardboard. Now for Imaginarium Theater, it's expected to reset twice during this patch. Each reset is supposed to give around 650 primogems, but let's be real, not everyone's clearing every single stage. So just to keep it fair, let's pull that estimate down a bit, say around 500 primos per reset, which still totals up to a clean 1,000 primogems. Then of course we've got Spiral Abyss also resetting twice this patch. Technically you can get 800 primogems if you're full clearing both cycles, but considering not everyone's running Abyss optimized teams, the realistic floor for most players in 2025 is around 650 primos per reset. So yeah, 1,300 primogems from both Abyss resets sounds like a reasonable expectation. Now on to exploration. This is the part where the numbers are kinda crazy. Based on the leaks, we're looking at roughly 1,855 primogems from just exploration alone. That already says a lot about how massive this new map is going to be. And with that comes the usual batch of teleport waypoints. Unlocking all waypoints will net you an easy 255 primos. Now for the anniversary rewards, that's where the spicy stuff lies. As usual, we can expect 10 free wishes and 1,600 primogems straight to the mailbox. It's been the same pattern the last few years, and it's been confirmed for this year. Also, there's a new set of Statue of the Seven coming, and that alone is expected to hand out 500 primogems. Finally, the patch events. We're looking at around 2,410 primogems from events alone, which is actually slightly more than usual, but with the anniversary in play, it makes total sense. Now circling back to the topic of the statue, we can actually expect the statue offering to give around 750 primogems. That's assuming you max it out, of course. But here's something I do have to point out. So far, no leaker has said a word about the nodkrai offering system, which, honestly, isn't the worst thing in the world. It just means our expectations are pretty low for now, so if it does show up later, then hey, it's a nice little bonus. Anyway, after all the farming is done, free-to-play players can expect to get exactly what's shown on the screen. And with Welkin owners, you can expect this for both 30 days Welkin and Welkin for the full patch duration. And yeah, I've double-checked every single calculation while editing this video, so the number you see is damn near spot on. Now for the part that stings a bit, the bad news. You see, compared to the last anniversary, the total rewards feel like a tiny step down. Maybe it's because back then, the payment shop reset twice, or maybe something else behind the scenes changed. Either way, with the total pull count dropping by about 10 to 20 pulls, I already know some of you guys are not going to be too happy. But hey, don't come at me, head to Hoyo's headquarters. And hey, I don't mean to disturb, but I really hope if we could get this video to around 80,000 views, I can't get there without the help of you guys. So if you've got the time, then kindly drop a like, maybe sub and drop a comment. It's free and you have my thanks for it. Anyway, with all that said, let's talk the map's lineup and why we low-key beat up a leaker just to ask him some questions. Not actually beat him up, of course, but you get the idea. So recently, we got hit with some spicy info from a relatively new leaker. Anyway, this dude dropped a few absolute bombshells. At first, we didn't believe a thing. But as you'll see later in this video, we questioned him, did a bit of digging and bullying, but he came with undeniable proof of his abilities. So let's break down the maps before getting into the bullying section. We're gonna skip over 6.0 because honestly, it's nothing new. 6.1 is where it gets good. And that's when we're getting a new area called the Fatui and Frostmoon Science Garrison. Now I know that sounds like a mouthful, so let me break it down for you real quick. A garrison is basically a military base, a stronghold where troops are stationed. And the Frostmoon Scions are an organization in nodkrai, tied pretty closely to the region's lore. So seeing these two forces, the Fatui and the Frostmoons, sharing a base, it strongly suggests we're about to get some juicy Fatui lore, just like we saw in Natlan and all previous region, and yep, that means more primogems outside of just exploration. Now, according to some solid speculations, we can expect around 91 wishes in patch 6.1 alone, which honestly just proves my theory correct. Now moving on to 6.2, things start getting a little more mystical, because we're expecting the arrival of the Hexenzirkel, plus the permanent return of the old summer event map. If you don't know, the Hexenzirkel is a secret society of powerful witches, and yes, their leader is none other than Alice. Yep, Klee's mom is a literal witch, and not just any witch. She's one of the most curious and powerful beings in all of Teyvat. Their whole mission is to explore Irminsul, the Tree of Wisdom. Whether or not we'll get deeper lore about Irminsul during this patch is still a mystery, but personally, I really hope we do, because after completing Nahida's Archon quest inside Irminsul, something about that whole storyline felt unfinished. So maybe this is our chance to finally bring it full circle. Now jumping into 6.3, we're getting something a bit more grounded. The introduction of the Black Cliff Forge. Simply no huge lore expectations here. Then comes 6.4, and this one's interesting, because aside from the main region, we're also getting a separate DLC-style map located in the mountains. It's going to be like Chenyu Vale, in the sense that it has no exact ties to the lore, but it's going to house a massive palace called the Flower of Teyvat. Visually, it's expected to be stunning, but nothing much for it lore-wise. It's honestly just extra content to explore. And now in 6.5, we're finally stepping out of nodkrai and heading back to where it all began, Mondstadt. That's right, after all these years, we're finally getting Mondstadt Harbor and the legendary Dandelion Sea, two brand new regions that'll extend Mondstadt even further. Honestly, I think this patch is going to hit different. There's something about Mondstadt. It's cozy, it's dreamy, and it just radiates that peaceful, nostalgic Genshin energy. Every player feels that connection, and now it's finally getting expanded. Oh, and yes, all of this can be seen as part of the build-up to Varka's release. And second to the last, we're expected to finally see the ancient Seelie city, Hyperborea. Now, for those who don't know, Seelies were once a thriving race in Teyvat, long before they were reduced to the tiny glowing companions we know today. In this patch, we're supposed to explore their lost city and, more importantly, uncover the lore behind what actually happened to them. Personally, I've always appreciated how deep Genshin goes with its lore, and once I enter full lore mode, yeah, I'm not backing out. So this is one patch I'm genuinely looking forward to. Now that brings us to the final expected map in 6.8. As expected, it's another summer event map, just like we saw in this patch. Now, aside from the map, Alice will finally make her debut. And here's the wild part. Alice is expected to simulate what one of Nodkrai's destroyed moons looked like before its fall. That's not something just anyone can do. The power level required to pull that off has to be absurd. This is simply Genshin way of telling us that Alice will be indeed powerful. But here's the real question. Who would leak all of this and expect people to just believe it? Well, that's exactly what I asked when I first saw these leaks. So, to test the leaker's credibility, I, along with a few others, decided to ask him for proof. Something small, but verifiable. We asked him to leak what we'll see in the 5.8 preview. That'd be something simple for an insider leaker, but tough for anyone that's not a leaker. And, well, he said we'd see Tsaritsa's back silhouette. Time went by, and as we got the 5.8 preview, we actually got Tsaritsa's back silhouette. That was the moment I knew, okay, this guy might actually be onto something. And it's also why I waited this long to make the video. I didn't want to drop anything until I felt confident that what I was presenting was based on something real. Now, of course, not everything is perfect. Some details, like the map itself, seems very likely. But things like the patch order could still change. And honestly, that's understandable. The guy basically leaked an entire year of content, so even with some inconsistencies, it's still impressive. Anyway, that's everything I've got for you in my book today. It's been a wild ride, and personally, I cannot wait for Columbina and Alice to finally arrive. The future of Genshin is looking spicy, and hopefully, I don't burn out playing it all. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.